Everybody, this is Jess, aka Sketchwriter Jess. The new moon is coming up, I guess new moon in Virgo. This is the first new moon reading I've done, and it will be a little different than my others. This one is more about the energy surrounding the new moon. Things to focus on for intentions is the new moon has to do with intention setting. With Virgo season here, a lot of things will be about details. Now, this video can be used for other times the new moon is in Virgo. So this is pretty much timeless, although I will say, because me and my friend live in Florida, and it's hurricane season right now. We've got a hurricane coming, Hurricane Dorian, and usually I mention her shop on my program, but I don't know what the hurricane's going to do, and I don't want to put any pressure on her. I know I don't have a lot of people who watch my channel right now, but I've got enough that if they all decided to buy something from her, it could really, be a problem with the hurricane going, I just don't want her to have that pressure. So I will not be mentioning her shop name today, but there are plenty of other videos I've mentioned her. I have crystals that I've bought from her that I will be using in the reading. Also, the decks I'm using Cosmic Tarot. I actually bought that from her. It was like a trade type of thing, and I bought it from her. She was giving them away, but I decided I would donate. And then the Notes from the Universe deck. So I use the Cosmic Tarot. It's for my tarot reading portion. And then the Notes from the Universe, I usually just either draw one or a few cards, and we can see what's going on overall. In this spread, basically, there's like to me, I think the week is split up. I think of the week as like 3 parts. Like the time that the moon is in its first new moon phase, I feel like there's different parts of it. So there's like 3 parts to it, and I pull for those just like I do for my other spreads where I have emotion, intuition, and logic. This is different. It's not like that. It's just like 3 parts of the phases, and I look at everything together to see what's going on. Also, what I do is I look at the astrological portions, as it's about the moon, so I feel like I need to mention those things. I look at the houses, like I look at what the card means, and then I think of the house that would be ruled by, and the sign that rules the house is like what I pick up as the astrological sign that needs to be thought about, like when you're thinking of things. If you're setting intentions, just thinking of different influences and stuff. Also, this reading may resonate more with some people than others, since there is an astrological component to this. I'm a fire sign, and this Virgo moon may not really affect me too much, but I know for people that have a lot of earth in their chart, it could be something where, like there could be something where it really takes off, I think it could take off for me. I have Virgo in replacement, where my north node is. It's a true node. So it means something to me, but I don't know if it's going to be as strong as somebody who has a lot of earth in their chart. I'll get started, and I'll be using the camera again, so I'll see you at the reading. Hi everybody, I'm back. I am using crystals today, but as I said in the beginning, I will not be mentioning my friend's shop because we are in a hurricane zone, and I have enough subscribers that if you all tried to get something from her at the same time, it could be a problem. So I don't want to put any pressure on her. I don't know how it's going to affect all of us. So one thing that I'm going to do is put up my YouTube channel on Instagram. It's just going to have the channel. I won't be linking the specific videos. That way you have all of it if you haven't subscribed yet. But obviously, like, if you really like my videos and feel like you want to see more, then subscribe. And if you really like my videos, feel free to like. If you don't like them, dislike. But if you leave comments, please be respectful. Also, take what you want and leave what you want behind. And also, I am a practicing witch, so I do use magic when I work on my readings. And all they are is blessings. It's just pure blessings just for you, so you can be aware in your head of what you want. Really, these readings are just for you. They're something that I do for people because I genuinely want to help people, and this is the best way I feel like I can. So I have set my spell, I've set my crystal up in the back of my altar, and it's working now. And then once we get to the next part of the reading, I will be switching the crystal to another crystal because it gives a different vibe. So this portion is the shuffling, and if you, I guess I could put the timestamp. I'll put the timestamp of when it gets to the reading part, just in case you don't want to see the shuffling. I don't really have many predictions, but once in a while things will pop into my head, so you might want to stick around. And also sometimes funny stuff happens because I'm not the best shuffler. So these are the crystals that I'm using today. They're citrine, and then I have a tiger's eye, and tiger's eye is really good for setting intentions. Then I got them from my friend. I bought them, she has a shop. I'll mention them in another video. I have other videos where I've mentioned her. So anyways, got my Cosmic Tarot deck here, and I will be drawing 3 cards. I feel like there's like 3 parts of a moon phase. It has like different parts to it. Oops. So I'm going to be doing that, and then pulling. If I need to clarify, I will pull more, and then I will go and write up the reading, at least write some notes down. I tend to channel more now. I've gotten better with the meanings of the cards. Spirit, whoopsies. Spirit, what can we all learn tonight about the new moon? What are the things we need to look out for? Spirit, the universe, that's really what I'm asking here. They're going to know more than any other spirit guides, in my opinion. Angel Uriel, too, helps with the writing up and everything. So, Angel Uriel, feel free to jump in here. Okay. One more, and then we're going to start waterfall shuffling. No, no. I don't usually get jumping cards, but I guess they're jumpy today. They want to say something. Okay. Got that. We have our deck to clarify. And now going to get this going here. These are the notes from the universe cards. I have a message for everybody, and this is going to sound weird because, you know, people during bad weather, I mean, usually they're thinking about what they're going to be doing to survive, but I think for some people, they may decide, they may choose to make love to their significant other. You know, bad weather brings out some strange things in people. If you are not planning on having a baby, then you need to use some protection, because I think that there's just going to be a lot of babies conceived during this time. I don't know why, but that's what I'm getting in my head. I saw a quadruple 5 angel number the other day, so there is a big change coming, and I think it's going to be like a wave of new children born. So if you don't want to be a part of that, you just want to have like the birth of a new idea, then I suggest you use protection of some sort. Okay. I'm going to have one card. Oh. Okay. Oh, thank you, Spirit. They always say that kind of thing. You know what to do. Yeah. Okay, I'll be revealing the cards now. Okay. So we've got the Fool. That one has to be clarified. That's for the first part of the phase. And that's reversed. Then we have the Hierophant reversed. Then we have the Tower. Wow. So we got to clarify all of them. The Sun. Now also I want to say that during my channeling, sometimes I do turn the cards upright. It just helps sometimes to show what I'm talking about. Okay, so we have the Six of Cups reversed here. So that's for the first phase of the new moon. Oh, I'm jumpy today. They want to say something, huh? Six of Wands, okay. That's for the second part. Oh, jeez. Two of Pentacles. And this one really wants to come out. I don't know what it is. Queen of Swords. I'll count that as another phase. That'll be on to the next phase. So let's count that. The Chariot. Okay. I have to pull another one. Ah, jeez. Okay. Five of Swords reversed. Ooh, that's a lot better. Five of Swords reversed. Okay. Alright. I don't need any more clarifiers here. What I do is I pull the number cards, and that is the clarifier. So that way, we don't have a problem where I'm constantly clarifying. We have like a million cards on the table. Also, I feel like, I didn't realize that was happening. Sorry, guys. I didn't realize the fan was doing that. So it's, and we have the Sun card too, huh? It's just a way to make sure everything kind of stays put, stays
I don't know if controlled is the right word, but it just keeps it from getting out of hand, and it keeps me on track so I can give you the best message that you need to hear. Best in terms of, it may be bad or good, but like the best, more clear message. Because sometimes I feel like these number cards clarify things even better than the major arcanas. So I will be back with your reading. Okay, everybody, this is the reading. This is a portion of the reading. I've changed the crystal for this portion of the reading. Since it's a Virgo new moon, I've chosen a crystal that would be beneficial to helping me get out what I believe, what the universe wants us to focus on for intentions. So honestly, like, if this doesn't resonate, feel free to decide not to listen or take in what I've said. Hopefully it will resonate, though. I'm hoping to get everybody in here. So I'm not going to go sign by sign. It's going to be more like I will pick and choose the signs that I feel are really affected by this. And then I'll kind of go a little bit and see if I can figure out how to tell people about balancing if they have like a fire sign or water sign. The signs that I picked up were mainly earth signs and air signs, so those are the ones really affected by this. Okay, now one thing I didn't do was reveal this card. This is You Know What to Do, so I'm going to flip it over and read it. In all battles of the heart over the mind, go with your heart, because truly it's a lot easier for your mind to catch up with your heart than for your heart to catch up with your mind. A whole lot. Not that I don't love your mind, the universe. I'm going to leave that up. And now I channel the cards. I kind of like to move them around. And I move the crystals around the way I feel makes sense. I kind of get into like telling a story with the cards. So in the beginning I start with where they actually are, and then I start to move them. Now these are feeling like they need to go here. So one here. And here. Okay, so those are important cards. So I just moved the crystals to those. This is a tiger's eye and these the citrine. Okay, so we have here is the Fool and the Sun, the Six of Cups. So the Fool and the Six of Cups are reversed. And what I think is going on here is that perhaps somebody is reminiscing about a relationship. They went into some kind of relationship really, you know, they went in real heavy and it was blissful for a while, and they want to resume it again. But they want to slow down. They don't want to jump into it too quickly because they're afraid that will be a problem. So that's around the first phase of the moon. Second phase, we have the Hierophant reversed and the Six of Wands. We have somebody here who is kind of breaking with organized religion, perhaps, or just breaking with organization at all. Could be scattered. And then the Six of Wands is victory. So, you know, perhaps this person who this is affecting, or people, are kind of scattered right now. And perhaps it has to do with the love interest that they have. They're like thinking about the love interest, and they want to figure out how to make it work. The next one, we have the Tower and we have the Two of Pentacles. And this is more about career to me. I feel like the Tower moment, they usually do have to do with love, but I feel very much like the Tower is like adversity, And perhaps this person is having some kind of adversity at work. Because I see most pentacles as work. And the Two of Pentacles reversed, I'm thinking it's like somebody working and they're trying to figure out what to do. I'm going to turn this up so you can see this better. And you see this guy, he's kind of like balancing on these things. He knows where he's going, I think, with it reversed. I think somebody kind of feels like they don't know where they're going right now. They're like in the middle of doing something. And perhaps this love interest is affecting their career. So, so we've got like the air signs over here, Libra, Gemini kind of energies. The way I go about it is not typical. I think more about what the houses stand for and the rulers of the houses. So I got like partnership and career kind of mixed together. So I was thinking the 7th house and the 10th house. And this one was definitely like the Capricorn energy here of the 10th house. And then we have Queen of Swords. And that's reversed. We have the Chariot. We have the 5 of Swords. Now, the Queen of Swords, when it's reversed, is usually somebody kind of holding back. They're not really saying anything. With the Chariot, it's like somebody's ready to go. With the 5 of Swords, they're like, I don't want to destroy my chances here. So, whoever this is for, yeah, got it all there. Whoever this is for, I'm thinking you've got a love interest, you're at work, and it's driving you crazy. You're at work thinking about this person all the time. And then, you know, like you want it to end. Like you're trying to figure out how to end it. To you, perhaps, what would end it would be being with the person. Like actually being with the person. The 2 of Pentacles also denotes slow communication when it's reversed. So it could be one of those things where, you know, like there could be some kind of, somebody is holding back and not saying anything. I mean, especially with the Queen of Swords, it's like this person wants to lay down their swords. This could be a feminine energy here. Or it could be the person on on whoever's mind. I mean, this could be feminine. The Fool in this deck is female. So if you are a female watching this, this could be you, and you're thinking, how am I gonna get whoever I'm into to love me? How am I gonna get them? Could be heterosexual, doesn't necessarily have to be. These two, you know, obviously in this picture it's a man and a woman, but could be anybody. My readings, I say he and she because I'm straight, so that's how I understand things. But I don't really, I usually don't have a specific sex in mind. Like I don't really say, oh, you know, it can't be for people in a homosexual relationship. So it could be anything, but I'm thinking that whoever this is for, it's very feminine energy here. And we have the boy, you know, he's not yet a man. Yeah, this was reversed, but I'm gonna keep it up. Victory here, we got a man, you know, with the lion. We could say Leo energy here, but it's funny, there's Jupiter in the picture, so like we can even say Sagittarius. So I'll take it as that because it actually has it in the picture. This is Leo too, so I guess we got some fire signs in the mix here. Cups over here, some water signs. I know people have said Hierophant is Taurus, but I'm not sure it really, I don't really think of Hierophant as that. I'm not sure what I think of them as, but I don't really think of them as a sign at all. a Tower. Like, I don't think that is a sign either. But Queen of Swords, definitely air sign. And we have the Five of Swords, and this is somebody stuck in their head. But now they're coming out of it. So, this one, go with your heart. Go with your heart and don't overthink it. I mean, you can use your mind, but don't overthink it. If you're planning on talking to somebody, which it sounds like this is what you want to do, whoever this is. The crystals, I feel like I was guided. My hands were guided. I kind of like let spirit guide my hands with the crystals in them. It's something I've done before with other tools, you know, like a Ouija board and stuff, so it works for me. This is important, this is important, this is important, and so is this. So, this is what the person is looking for, whoever this message is for. And as I said, this can be for any new moon in Virgo. It doesn't have to be this one, although it is special because we do have a hurricane happening here where I live. So, you know, it could be something, somebody is thinking how they want to talk to somebody in a hurricane, you know, like, oh, you know, I love this person, I want to say something as possible. That'd be something, timing, huh? I think they want victory, they want to show off, they want to show society. Because Hierophant, like when it's upright, it's more about like the organization, whereas I think when it's reversed, it's more about society and like what the outside thinks. So it's like this person is trying to prove something. They're trying to prove something. They're trying to prove their love, perhaps, to maybe a Leo. They're a Sagittarius energy, and they could be trying to get a Leo. So an air sign and a fire sign, but it's specifically Leo. Now Chariot, people say it's the Cancer. It's Cancer. I guess I don't understand why, so I don't count it as that. Five of Swords, yeah. I mean, that's really good to have it in the reverse, because then that means the person isn't really thinking about, isn't overthinking. They're trying really hard not to overthink. With the Chariot, that's like, they're giving themselves a swift kick in the ass, is what they're doing. So they're like, I know I need to stop overthinking on this. I need to stop making a special path for myself. You see this guy? He's on a path here. This person's like, you know I need to get off my island. I need to not care about what anybody else thinks. I need to do what I need to do to make things work. So, what kind of intentions can we set? I'm not really getting a major story here. I think I've already covered the story. Let me see if I can make any connections before I get into the intentions here. We have this is what he wants here. This is how he feels. He sees her from across the room here. He sees this fool. You know, she's just somebody who really turns him on. And he knows he needs to break out of his shell, and he needs to talk to her. The Hierophant. And why don't we put these together here? What I do when I channel the stories is I put them all upright, even if... Yeah. It's like this person, I think, knows that, you know, if they stay on their little island, at some point the other shoe is gonna drop. You know? I mean, this guy is barefoot, but it's like he doesn't want to put on his shoes. He doesn't want to go out there, and he knows he has to put himself out there despite the fact that the tower could be coming down at any time. And, you know, he knows that he needs to hold back somewhat. He needs to make sure he doesn't say anything too sharp. I mean, I know they're swords. I don't mean to be making a pun. More like sharp in terms of, like, I don't know, coming off wrong. You know, like somebody who says things off the cuff and they come off as kind of cold, direct and cold. Some people would say even too honest, which I don't like saying that, but it could be almost like a TMI situation, you know, too much information. And this guy really thinks like everybody's watching him. You know, and you know, I think the world could be watching him or her. I'm saying him because I'm seeing a lot of men, but really this could be anybody. This could be men or women. And see how like it's chasing after him. There's like, society's chasing after me. This is what I need. Yeah. Yeah, he wants to be here. This is like what he remembers. You see, here's the Six of Cups here. Yeah. That's it. That's the story right there. It's these three cards. There's something that brings this person back to feeling young again, feeling like they can conquer anything because they have their support. So I think for whoever this is for, earth signs, air signs, probably making the decisions. Fire signs, you could be on the receiving end of what the decision is by this person who is into you. Earth signs, well, earth signs, you're going to be kind of feeling the pressure from everything. I think you'll be feeling like you'll be thinking about communication and career. You're going to be thinking about a lot of this stuff and trying to analyze it. Whereas other people are going to be more like taking actions. People who are earth signs are going to be more like sitting back and watching everything. So for the air signs, because I'm going to say it's like this person here. Yeah, air signs, earth signs. But I still feel like the earth signs are more sitting back. They're not really gonna make the big move, or if they do, it's gonna be in a later part of the month. For the air signs, definitely don't overanalyze anything. Like, don't go back and forth. Don't be like going back and forth in your head. You know, the feminine. I know one of the air signs is in the feminine, I think. Oh, well, I can't remember. Sorry. Not sure it really matters. An air sign of any person, any court card, really. Yeah, see here. Oh, I didn't even notice that. There's lovers in there. How she's thinking about the past. So, that's why I think this could be a woman who this is for. The intentions to set would be not to overthink. Not to overthink, and how to be more open, how to open your heart more, so that you can receive, you can pick up on language, you can pick up on when the time is right to talk to somebody. Now, I wouldn't recommend doing anything like that until you get to the next phase, and I will have a reading for that, hopefully. I don't know what this hurricane is going to do, but I'm thinking I may still have my blog and everything like that, so but I don't think I can record out in public, so we'll see. I think being receptive to signals of feeling like, okay, this person is into me. I feel the energy of them and it makes me feel a certain way. So it's safe to say something, but I think I'll hold off. I think you kind of need to harness the earth signs and hold off a bit. Kind of be slow about this, slow and deliberate. I know it's difficult for air signs, because air signs are kind of quick. They're going back and forth in your head. They're always trying to figure out what to do. Wasn't too much water energy in here, so I think water signs, you may be out of this one. I say my advice for water signs is to keep track of your emotions. Here with the Tower. I'm being drawn to that right now. We got the Chariot too, and the Chariot, people say that's Cancerian energy. So anybody, you see how there's like light here? I'll put these together here. Like light and dark here. See this? So, like, that's something to keep track of, your emotions. As we get to, we're all going to be having our menstrual cycles, and I think at this time, during this time, it's all about intention and being receptive to the universe, and look and receiving signals. Like, look at the people around you and pick up on their body language, pick up on their words, like, how are they treating you? And if somebody's being really horrible, believe that they're going to be horrible to you and just leave them alone. They may never be ready to talk to you correctly. They may just not care. But I would say definitely focus on somebody who you really have a feeling that they like you. But as I said, like, don't go chasing somebody, especially not during the new moon. It's really the time to think about what you're gonna do. So, I'll be back with the wrap up, and I think we're done with this reading. I'll see you in the wrap up.
Hi. Um, just finished the reading. I thought maybe I would try to clarify just a little bit. I kind of went from like it was a guy to a girl, and then I talked about menstrual cycles. And the reason why I brought up menstrual cycles is because I really wanted to talk about the um, the energies of the moon and how I feel it can, if we can harness it, then the period won't be as bad. So I did mention that. So I'm gonna try to mention that in each phase. Um, Everybody's in different parts of the world and it comes at different times. So you take what you need to and leave the rest behind, whatever applies to you. But during the new moon, whether whatever's going on, um, you need to uh, you need to really think of intentions. And what I said in there, I think, goes for lots of people at any time. It's not just for this Virgo new moon. Um, I think so. The main thing is you have to be receptive. I mean, you can think about what you want to say, think of how you want to talk to somebody, but you need to take the lessons from the earth signs that say, look, just take your time with it. And you take your time with it, think about it, write it down. Um, you could even write a letter to somebody, but like you don't have to send it. I mean, you can write it in a journal, or you can even write it on your computer, but you don't have to send it. You can just put it in a document and just have it there. And you could read it every day if you wanted. You could read it out loud. You could just kind of intend it, like just get the ball rolling in your head, in your mind, in your gut, in your heart. When the card, you know what to do, said go with your heart, I think it meant like the decision you're probably most likely making in this case is heart related, something about relationships. And with the fact that there's a little kid that came up, I'm thinking it's almost somebody who makes you feel like family, but it could be a love interest because that Six of Cups card came up. And in this deck, it's a couple. So I do feel like with this energy here, I mean, this is somebody who's going back and forth on something. They kind of like biting their tongue and they're like, oh, if I say the wrong thing, it could be a problem. And it could be, it could be a problem. Um, but as I said, the water signs are probably not going to be affected that much. So just gotta like watch their emotions. Um, they water signs go through this kind of thing all the time with wanting to let things out, trying to get things out of their system. Um, and fire signs are like, oh, gotta get it out now, you know. But I feel like in this instance, it's an air sign, and they're trying to contact a fire sign. Um, that's just how I feel. I'm not sure why, but I feel like that's the impression I got from it. Um, they could also be trying to contact an earth sign too. Um, but I think if it has to do with earth signs, it would be more like in a work situation, especially with the 10th house coming up. I feel like it's more of a work situation, could be a love and work, career kind of situation with that. But I think the air sign is the one that's making the moves. So, I think that's what I got for that. Uh, oh boy, I am just, I don't know, I'm just happy that I did my first moon reading. It's something I've been wanting to do for a long time. In fact, I had thought about doing a moon reading or some kind of moon work before I decided to become a witch. Decided to do some kind of moon phase work. so that I could kind of have time management. And since I've become a witch, I'm learning about time management. It's helpful. I tried to do it other ways. I tried to do it with a time schedule. I tried to do it the ways you're supposed to do it, with organizing something, using organizational tools to get yourself ready. And I'm feeling now the way that I'm built, got like fire and water in my chart. That's the dominant thing. I have a little of everything in my chart, but fire and water is the big deal. And they kind of like put each other out. And so a lot of times I'm kind of at odds. I'm like, well, do I go with this? Do I just let it all out? And should I just let it all out right now? Um, it's like it gets to be really tough. And so now that I learned from this reading, even though I feel the air sign is the main deal, just because I think it could be an air sign, it could be just air sign qualities where we're all going through something where we're deliberating on something back and forth. So just because I said the certain signs doesn't mean it's only that. In fact, I learned a lot from this reading. I learned about intention, and I learned about um, holding off on something, like thinking about it. I'm relating to the things that I've done, the coping skills I've learned from all the therapy I've had, all the things I've read, self-help books and that kind of thing. I'm using like actual, I don't want to say scientific, but things that people use that has nothing to do with magic. Scientific type things, psychology, all that kind of stuff, and translating it into spirit. And so I hope this is helpful for you. Um, if you like this video, please like it. If you dislike it, fine. But if you want to comment and say something, be sure you're respectful about it. If you like these videos, want to see more, then hit the subscribe button. If you want them like immediately in your inbox, then hit the notification bell. Trying to think if there's anything else, because every time I say there's nothing else, I start talking. So, oh yeah, the hurricane, yeah. Well, I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm lucky that I'm in a structure that's safe. Um, Lots of people are gonna have to evacuate from their homes. Um, that's gonna be really tough. I may know some people who have to do that, so that could be very nerve-wracking. So I send them love and blessings. And, I mean, it's a little of everything. I'm actually like praying too, even though I practice magic. There's something in me that's like praying about this. I have family who passed over who are Christians, so like that sticks with me, even though I'm a witch. I mean, I just am. It's been my heart for a long time. I just didn't understand why I was so different, and I followed the path that I feel Spirit called me to. Um, I think Wicca is something really beautiful, and witchcraft can be a beautiful thing. And anybody who thinks that it's like satanic, they have no idea what it actually is. Satanism is one thing. That's some other thing. That has nothing to do with witchcraft. That is a whole other thing. I don't know what it is, and I don't want to know what it is, but I know it exists. I mean, I don't even believe in a devil, so I, I just think it's ridiculous. But intention is very powerful, and just recently I've been doing intention, setting intentions for things, and then they come true. They become a goal, and then like I fulfill the goal. Sometimes I may not fulfill the goal. I do like a step on the goal, and that's not bad either. I think going into the waxing moon, I think one thing we're going to think about before I even do another reading for this, it's possible I won't be able to do one. So I'm going to try to forecast now. I think something that we're going to be thinking about is how do our words carry? As communication was in this reading, how do our words carry? How do the words work into the goals? Like, what goals do we have for communication? Mercury rules Virgo, and Mercury is all about communication. Um, I have a grandma who's a Virgo, and she's absolutely like very much into telling you exactly what you need to hear and analyzing stuff and picking it apart. And I think we're all going to be doing that. We're going to be at a place where like we're going to have to hang back a little bit and hold off on doing anything too drastic. But once we actually get to the waxing moon, I think that's the time where we're going to start what people say manifesting. I think that's where the goal comes in. You first have your intention, then you set your goal, and you like set the steps for the goal. And then like with the full moon is more like one of your steps becomes a reality, you know. Um and then on the way down, it's like you're kind of tidying up that step. And it depends on what it is. I mean, if it's a goal that's easy, you know, like you may have it finished in the second week before the full moon, but you might not want to put your finishing touches on it until it's kind of sat a while, because sometimes things aren't always finished. Um, there may be things that you have to do that you have to go back and fix, you know, if you're creative. With all the air energy, I was thinking it's writing. People could be doing some writing uh, projects that involve writing. And this could be creative, you know, with career. This could be maybe intending to set your work out into the public, you know, set it out for people to see. We did have the Six of Wands come up, and that's Sagittarian energy. So, I mean, it could be something like scholarly, you know, something that's scholarly that has to do with schools, education. Could even be like college. College football's on right now. I've been watching it like crazy. It's my favorite. Um, but you know, I think everybody's got their own intentions. You've got your own thing, so don't worry about what other people are doing. Just do your own thing, and don't if you don't really if you're not really into astrology, that's okay. You can get something from this reading. I mean, really, you don't have to think about astrology. Honestly, I use it as a way to keep track of what I'm talking about. I'm kind of new to using my psychic abilities in this format. I kind of had shut them off for a really long time. I didn't realize how much ability I had until I started doing tarot readings and people resonating with them. So the astrology kind of just helps me stay on track. Plus, it's incredibly accurate. Not the sidereal time. That is weird. And trust me, that did a number on me when I went to somebody and they did sidereal time. No, I'm talking about regular time, the regular uh, horoscopes. When you get into all the aspects and conjunctions and oppositions, it's incredibly accurate. Um, I also have some things about empty houses. If you do your natal chart, most people have empty houses. I don't think anyone has all the houses filled. Um, you know, you have at least one or two empty houses. Those denote something that you're struggling with. Um, and I came to that realization on my chart, but that's something I want to cover another time. I think at some point I am going to have some astrology videos where like I just talk about astrology, talk about the signs, talk about the how the natal chart works. Um, there's so much more to it than just your sun sign. Um, the moon sign also is really special for this. Also, the Mars sign. I probably should have said all this at the beginning, but just keep that in mind, when you see these moon readings, mine or anybody else's. Those are really special things to keep in mind. Mars is all about sex. It's all about passion. When it comes to career, there's like a sexual element to that. Um, I'd say that the moon is all about emotions. It's like how you emotionally deal with things. And if your moon is different than your sun sign, it kind of affects things differently. It kind of adds another layer to your sign. Now I have a moon and sun in the same house, in the same sign. So mine is just like intense. It's just like intense Aries energy because I'm an Aries. But my rising sign is Cancer. So the rising sign too is part of it. My rising sign is Cancer, and the moon really is prominent in my chart because of Cancer. Um, so I'm really like fire and water. It just explains my bipolar to a T. Then sometime I'll explain the houses. I'll explain empty houses. I'll explain everything, and hopefully it'll add some more depth to the readings that I give you. Um, I really have great hopes for what I've been doing with this channel. So far, I like what I've been doing, but I think the twin flame thing for me has been done to death. I'm kind of tired of it. I think when I do future readings, I'm not going to put twin flame in the title. It's just soulmates. We're just going to have soulmates. And that everybody's a soulmate anyways. Twin flames become soulmates. So the twin flame thing is just a pain in the butt. I'm just so sick of it. For me, it's fine for other people if you're really into that. I am at the point where I'm like, uh, I am just like, whatever the universe decides at this point, they're gonna do whatever they're gonna do, and I'm gonna sit here and do my stuff. And I think that's it. Hopefully, I'll be able to get a reading out next week for the next part of the moon phases. So, oh, that was weird. A little pop-up came up. I will see you when I see you. Blessings.